This powder, I mean, it's deep. Yeah! Hi there, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jackie, and I live full-time in my Dodge Grand Caravan up here in northwestern Canada. I recently moved back here to be closer to family after living and working for 30 years in the UK and Europe, where I had many different types of vehicles, which I often lived in full-time. But this is my first time living in a minivan in the minus 20 degree winter. Well, in this episode I continue to learn how to use my wonderful thrift store find skis and look for the perfect conditions in which to use them. I struggle a bit, but I do get there in the end. I find the most beautiful place before I have to go back to work. Boo-hoo. Where the heck am I now? I'm in the North Thompson still, just left Blue River. It's such a monochromatic gray day, still very beautiful. But I thought, well, may as well travel. I have some work to do on my computer. I'm very far from any kind of major center. Closest one without going back towards Edmonton is Kamloops, and Kamloops is far. So I've decided to make a big circle. I have about 10 days before I have to be back towards Edmonton area. Yeah, the skis were fantastic, but I've got a blister on my heel. So I'm going to give it a couple of days rest, do some work in Kamloops, hang around there. It's going to be very dry, very warm, I suspect. Then head back into the mountains on the return home. Very low cloud. Absolutely gorgeous. But sunshine will be nice to see again. Bit of a pea souper this morning. It's not too bad. I was a bit nervous starting out. This is a notoriously bad stretch, but it's not raining, it's not snowing. Temperature is hovering around freezing, so I want to get to Kamloops. I need a shower. Kamloops is a big city, well, medium-sized city, so there's plenty to keep busy with. I never found it very easy to stealth camp here, so why don't we make this about finding a good place to stealth camp in Kamloops? Content that people want to see.
370, then take the ramp to city center.
Well, back to the land of the tumbleweed. Wile E. Coyote style, and expensive fuel. So fuel here, cheapest I've seen so far, is about 30 cents a litre more than Alberta. Well, after I got all scrubbed and polished up at Planet Fitness, I made my way across the big bridge and over to Surplus Herbie's, a real Kamloops institution, and I always stop there to look at stuff I'm not going to buy.
You're looking for the vinyl then? Did you have some color in mind?
Oh, gold panning. Now there's an idea. Wow, little glass bottles for your gold flakes and your gold dust. I would like to try that out sometime. For smaller canisters for my butane stove. And they don't have got absolutely everything else. Hey ho. It's always fun coming here anyway. Since I've been in BC, I haven't had to use my diesel heater at night. Very nice. Yeah, not only does it make for a quieter sleep because I don't have the ticking and the fan, I've saved a few beans in fuel. Well, after I got my day started, I felt like I needed to stretch my legs, and I checked out a local trailhead listed on Google Maps, the Hoodoos, the Kamloops Hoodoos, and this is the road leading up to it. Getting the butt out of here. How am I gonna do this? Okay, keep to the middle, keep to the middle, keep to the middle. Look at an old Heimer. It's a cousin of my old motorhome from town. Oh no, that is sad. It is dead. Well, I pretty quickly gave up on that idea, and I just wanted to turn around and get out of the apocalypse. Jeez, bonkers. So I don't know what I'm really doing at Costco. I remind myself when I'm here, I made a video short quite earlier in the year, just after the American election, that I wanted to continue to try and protect the environment by not buying a lot of new stuff. But I come here for ideas, and I come here for a walk, basically. Cheap fuel and a slice of pizza. But I haven't forgotten about my commitment not to buy anything new that isn't absolutely vital to my life support systems until next November. And even then, probably very little. Well, I've decided to stop being so stubborn about not buying ready meals. Unfortunately, even in the largest stores here in the boondocks, there's very few choices, especially those that don't include some kind of pasta. However, I'm tired of struggling in the winter to make healthy meals, so I'm going to go with this for now. For the first time, I'm going to turn my Bouge RV fridge into a freezer. I've separated the sides, and I'm hoping on the side far from the compressor that I can keep things cold without freezing them, and keep the things I want to keep frozen closer to the compressor. We shall see if that strategy works. Well, that was short and relatively sweet here in Kamloops, but it's time to head east, back towards home, work, commitments. But first and foremost, some actual snow, a winter wonderland, a Dr. Zhivago-like landscape for my skis to glide through. Just terrible conditions out there. I'm in Sycamus in the Shuswap, and I'm trying to get to Revelstoke, which is about an hour down the road in good conditions, and questioning really if I should go at all. I think I'm going to give it a go. It's not completely reckless. I have good snow tires, a full tank of fuel, a full tank of diesel for my heater, plus a spare 5 liters, where I've got a lot of food, and drive to the conditions. That's all I can do, but I'm not going to just sit here. I'm going to go for it. Well, I finally make it to Revelstoke. That was very, very dicey. I'm glad to be here safely, but a little disappointed at the conditions. It's raining, it's wet. There's alpine skiing here, but the Nordic skiing is in the valleys, and it's pretty damp. Oh well, a little disappointing. As feared, Revelstoke's conditions just didn't support the kind of skiing that I wanted to do, but it is so beautiful here. I spent a wonderful night and made plans to come back in the future, maybe to do some other kind of adventuring, other kinds of skiing. So see you next time, Revelstoke.
When you're in power, not it's a good idea for anyone to stay in power more than 10 years or more than 2 full terms really, and it's about how power uses and strains.
Well, I found myself somewhere on a Forest Service road between Rogers Pass and Golden. Last night after dark, it was just getting so hard to drive, and I've ended up in this kind of magical wilderness. I went miles down this Forest Service road looking for just a place to tuck myself in, but the snow has been so deep, and wherever they've plowed, they've not excavated the pullouts. But this is a really pretty little Forest Service road, and I've done some investigation. It goes up to a recreation area, a very small recreation area, about 3 or 4 kilometers that way. So I think that might be a great destination to just ski today. This seems to be the kind of terrain that my skis are more adapted to. I spent some time in Revelstoke hunting around for a place to use them. I took them for a little while up a snowshoeing trail, but the snowshoeing trail was really steep and the snow is melting, so the ground was exposed in parts and it wasn't much fun. And I gave up, and I just thought, well, I'll come this way where there should be some more snow, and here I am. I'm just starting to appreciate the artwork on these skis. This beautiful raven. The ski is made in Finland, and I've cycled through much of Finland, and these are perfect for the Finnish terrain. The soft rolling forested landscapes. It's really beautiful there. Yeah, I can't wait to take these out. This powder, I mean, it's deep. Yeah. Pretty tough breaking trail in the deep powder, but nowhere near as difficult as it would be with snowshoes. And I know that on the way back I'll use my tracks to come back, and it's going to be a lot easier. It's just getting more and more spectacular. I'm really out here. Nobody comes here this time of year. Wow. Yes. Wow, it's really deep here. Well, I wish I had brought something to sit on, although I'm not that tired. Most of the way down was down. I'm doing it the opposite of ski tours who climb up, and then the reward is the nice ski down. It's nice to see some blue sky at last. I'm going to head back up to the car, and yeah, I think it might be some hard work, but I had to cut a trail all the way down in quite deep powder. So now going back up, I have a track to follow. I think that should be a heck of a lot easier. Uphill now, but it's actually so easy in this track that I made coming down. Oh, I'm in heaven. I'm in danger of swooning. It's feeling almost easier than it did coming downhill when I was breaking the trail. Bonus! Oh, first glimpse of the car on the way back. Glad to see it. I had a little bit of anxiety. It would be very vulnerable to anybody wanting to mess with it or what's inside. Well, I don't want to be Pollyanna-ish about it, but, you know, I had a really rough day on the road yesterday. I've been having a hard time finding the right conditions, the right feeling for where I wanted to go and use these. Time was running out because I've got an appointment in Calgary. I've got a new customer to meet. So I felt the priority to just take a little bit of a risk and get out and use these things somewhere that I had in my imagination, and this was it. Anyway, yeah, I woke up this morning and I felt completely congested and clogged up, and my head had been spinning a lot, but I forced myself out. I'm here. Look where I woke up this morning, and it looked absolutely ideal, and it was. So once again, I'm just so glad that I made the effort, forced myself to get out there. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to pack her up. I'm going to head down into Golden, I think, tonight. Spend the night in Golden Town. Tomorrow is Monday. Yep, better head back. Rightio. That's it for another adventure.